Most would agree cold weather certainly not conducive to most outdoor activities, but there's always an exception, and he is the focus for tonight's Siouxland story.
Even during traditional golfing months, a cold day on the links really is never a good thing. So to think someone would swing away in the dead of winter is, well, giving new meaning to the golf term winter rules. A golf course is a pretty desolate place in the winter.
For me to play golf in the wintertime, that's no.
It's probably no for most people.
I'm a fair weather golfer. I'm just like everybody else.
Not everybody.
Some people think it's just kind of a crazy thing to do. Doesn't it get cold in the winter? Yeah, it gets cold in the winter, but that doesn't mean you can't get out and shoot a round of golf.
Well, I'm sure if they didn't know Carl or know the situation, they'd probably think, we better be calling the guys from, with the padded jackets and all that sort of thing.
Turns out the situation is Carl Barkey has played at least 9 holes of golf once a month on the sand greens of the PGA, or Pearson Golf Association, for 117 consecutive months.
Hear that tree? I'm not really a really good golfer. Terrible shot. But that doesn't mean I can't get 9 holes of golf in one time a month on my favorite home course, Pearson, Iowa.
Now, Carl may have missed a shot or two, but since June of 2011, when he topped a similar effort by a friend, he's never missed his round of golf.
One November, it was really nice out, so I came out and shot a round of golf, and then December, it was a really mild December. I shot one again. I thought, you know what? I remember Bob Jensen shooting these rounds of golf for over a year. I thought, you know what? If he can do it, I can do it. So I just thought, you know what? As long as you've done it a year, you're going to keep going. You're going to keep going. So it kind of just evolved that way.
Just like the weather.
The worst weather days of the month I try to avoid. I watch that weather forecast. Next month, if that ground's frozen, I could see, I could head another 250-yard drive again in my life. At my age, that's a long ways.
But this 65-year-old retired teacher says he really doesn't focus on the numbers.
I try to keep in my mind, what I shot for the round.
Birdies and eagles, after all, aren't what keep Carl coming back.
It's small-town Iowa. You can just enjoy the outdoors, just the gentle breeze, and just the tranquility that God has given us right here in Iowa. You don't hear a lot. Once in a while, maybe you hear the whistle at noon if you're out here at the right time. Just like any other golf course, with the exception of the greens. I don't think it got far enough. You've got your sand greens here that don't always play like the grass greens. There's a sleeve here that fits in. It will come up and out, but I think it's probably frozen this time of year.
Probably why getting a tee time isn't much of a problem.
Rarely a time when there's another golfer out here when I'm golfing.
Great when it comes to speed of play, but disappointing when the game's biggest moments arrive.
Playing number 7, it hit just on the green, and then it seemed like it rolled and rolled and rolled forever, and it disappeared. And I'm going, yes! And then I look around, and there's nobody on the golf course. When a person hits a hole in one, there's usually a witness. And my thought at the time was, my dad knows it went in, and God knows it went in, and I know it went in.
For even the most dedicated of duffers, the clubs eventually get packed away.
At least through May this year, to get to 120, 10 consecutive years, golfing once a month at Pearson, Iowa. My goal might be 10 more years. And we'll take it from there. We'll see what happens.
But until then, don't expect the sun to go down on this man's game, no matter the month on the calendar. Now, good news, Carl already has his February round in the books.
That is good news.
That's probably a good sign. And he sent us this picture. You can see just barely the hole number 3 sign out there. There's a bit more snow than when we shot that story. Yeah. Here's hoping the worst of the winter is now behind Carl.
Fingers crossed for